Is 3 a.m. becoming your personal, unscheduled wake-up call? That moment when the house is utterly still, the world outside is dark, yet your eyes snap open and your mind starts churning, maybe even racing? If you find yourself tossing and turning during these pre-dawn hours, staring at the ceiling and wondering why restful, uninterrupted sleep suddenly feels like a luxury you can no longer afford, please know this: you are absolutely not alone. This experience, while often frustrating and even unsettling, is incredibly common, particularly as we journey through our 60s, 70s, and the vibrant years beyond. But why does it happen with such regularity? And perhaps more importantly, what is our body or even our mind trying to tell us in that profound quiet? It's easy to feel cheated out of precious rest, to greet the morning feeling tired before the day has even truly begun. Today, we're going to gently unpack this mystery together. We'll explore the natural shifts happening within our bodies as we age, look at the science behind our sleep cycles, consider how our daily lives might be influencing our nights, and even touch upon the deeper, sometimes emotional currents that can surface in the stillness. Our goal isn't just to understand why this. Let's start with the biology of it all, the fascinating inner workings of our bodies that change subtly over time. One of the primary players in our sleep-wake cycle is a hormone called melatonin. Often called the hormone of darkness, melatonin is produced by the pineal gland in our brain, primarily when it's dark, signaling to our body that it's time to wind down and prepare for sleep. It helps regulate our internal body clock, ensuring we feel tired at night and alert during the day. However, as we age, the production of melatonin naturally tends to decrease. This means the signal telling your body to stay asleep might not be as strong or last as long as it used to. Think of it like a dimmer switch for sleep that doesn't go down quite as far or stay down as long. This reduction can make our sleep lighter and more susceptible to interruptions, sometimes causing us to wake up fully alert in those early morning hours, even when we still need more rest. Closely related to melatonin is our circadian rhythm, our body's internal 24-hour clock, governed by a tiny region in the brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN. This internal clock dictates patterns of sleepiness and wakefulness. As we get older, a common phenomenon known as advanced sleep phase syndrome, or ASPD, can occur. Essentially, our entire internal clock shifts forward slightly. This doesn't just mean feeling tired earlier in the evening, perhaps finding yourself nodding off on the sofa at 8:30 p.m. when you used to stay up until 11. It also means your body's signal to wake up comes earlier in the morning. So if your body clock has shifted forward by, say, an hour or two, waking up at 3 or 4 a.m. might actually feel like your body's natural waking time according to its new advanced schedule. Even if the sun isn't up and you consciously know it's as if your internal timekeeper is running just a little bit fast compared to the outside world, leading to that frustrating feeling of being wide awake long before you intend to be. Now, let's talk about physical factors, because our bodies communicate with us constantly, and sometimes those messages become louder during the quiet of the night. As we age, aches and pains, perhaps from arthritis or other conditions, can become more noticeable. During the day, we're often distracted by activities, but when we're lying still in bed, that dull ache in the hip or the stiffness in the shoulders can be just enough to pull us out of sleep. Simple discomfort can be a powerful sleep disruptor. Then, there's the very common issue of nocturia, the need to urinate during the night. Changes in hormone levels, bladder capacity, and kidney function as we age can all contribute to this. While getting up once might be manageable, multiple trips to the bathroom inevitably fragment sleep and make it harder to fall back into a deep, restful state. Even things like nighttime acid reflux or GERD can cause discomfort, that burning sensation or coughing that jolts you awake. Furthermore, let's not forget medications. Many older adults take medications for various chronic conditions like high blood pressure, heart issues, or pain management. While essential for health, some of these medications can have side effects that interfere with sleep patterns, causing insomnia, frequent awakenings, or changes in sleep quality. It's something often overlooked but worth discussing with your doctor if you suspect a connection. These physical discomforts, often subtle during the day, can feel. Our lifestyle habits, Those daily routines we often don't think twice about also play a significant role in shaping our sleep rhythm, especially as our lives change, for instance, after retirement. Think about it. The structure of a workday often imposes a certain rhythm, waking at a set time, periods of activity and focus, specific meal times. When that external structure is removed, our internal clock can sometimes struggle to maintain its old rhythm. Maybe dinner time shifts earlier, or physical activity decreases, or evenings become much quieter and less stimulating than they used to be. Even seemingly small changes, like spending more time watching television late into the evening or using tablets and phones before bed, can interfere. The blue light emitted from these screens can suppress melatonin production, tricking our brain into thinking it's still daytime and making it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. Our bodies thrive on rhythm, and when our daily patterns become less consistent or involve habits that disrupt our natural sleep signals, our internal clock can get thrown off course. This misalignment, often built up gradually through subtle shifts in routine, can manifest as those early morning awakenings, leaving us wondering why sleep is suddenly so hard to come by. It's a testament to consider the story of Margaret, a vibrant 72-year-old who had recently retired after a long career as a teacher. She'd always been an early riser but generally slept soundly. After retiring, she enjoyed the slower pace, tending her garden, reading, quieter evenings. But slowly, she started waking up around 3:15 a.m. every single night. She felt tired during the day, but couldn't get back to sleep in the early hours. She blamed it on getting older, feeling frustrated and a bit helpless. Her evenings were quiet. She'd eat dinner around 6 p.m., read a bit, and often doze off in her chair by 9 p.m. When she mentioned this persistent pattern to her doctor, they discussed not just her age, but her entire routine. The doctor noted that one of her blood pressure medications, while important, could sometimes contribute to lighter sleep if taken too late in the day. But more significantly, they realized Margaret's new, much quieter and earlier evening routine, combined with less daytime physical activity than her teaching job demanded, had likely caused her internal clock, her circadian rhythm, to shift forward. The advanced sleep phase we talked about, her body was simply completing its sleep cycle earlier. Margaret, with her doctor's guidance, made a few gentle adjustments. She shifted her medication timing slightly. She started taking a short, pleasant walk in the late afternoon sunshine to help anchor her body clock. She made sure her bedroom was very dark and avoided screens for an hour before her intended bedtime, opting for soft music or an audiobook instead. She didn't suddenly start sleeping until 8 a.m., but the jarring 3 a.m. wake-ups became much less frequent. And when they did happen, Margaret felt less panicked. She understood it was partly her body's new rhythm. Sometimes she'd get up and read quietly for a bit before feeling naturally tired again, accepting the change rather than fighting it anxiously. Margaret's story shows how often it's not just one thing, but a combination of factors: biological shifts, lifestyle changes, even subtle medication effects that contribute to waking early, and how understanding and gentle adjustments can make a real difference. Now, beyond the physical and biological, there's a deeper, often unspoken reason why the quiet hours of the early morning can become a time of wakefulness: our emotional and psychological state. As we journey through life, especially into our later years, life brings changes. We might experience periods of greater solitude, perhaps living alone after children have moved away or after the loss of a spouse. Friends may become more distant or pass away. The bustling social circles that once filled our days and evenings might shrink. While daytime activities, errands, phone calls, or visits can keep our minds occupied, the profound silence of the night, especially between 3 and 5 a.m. when deep sleep naturally lightens, can create an opening. It's in this stillness that unresolved thoughts, lingering worries, regrets, anxieties, or even feelings of loneliness can surface. It's not necessarily the intense, overwhelming anxiety you might have felt in younger, more stressful years. It's often quieter, more like a subtle hum in the background of consciousness, a feeling that something is just a little off, even if you can't quite pinpoint it. If you're finding this video helpful, especially if you are navigating your 60s, 70s, or the rich decades beyond, I warmly invite you to subscribe to the channel. Our channel is dedicated to sharing insights, wisdom, and practical strategies specifically tailored to help you embrace this chapter of life with health, vitality, and peace of mind. Now let's continue with our video. This type of psychological restlessness isn't the same as tossing and turning from physical pain. It's more like your soul is speaking, gently nudging you in the quiet. Maybe it's prompting you to reflect, to make peace with something, or simply to acknowledge feelings that need attention. Think of someone like Grace, an 80-year-old widow. Her days were pleasant, filled with gardening and calls with her grandkids, but almost every night around 3 a.m. she'd find herself awake, her mind wandering back to conversations she wished she'd had with her late husband, or small regrets from years past. It wasn't broken sleep in the physical sense, it felt more like her heart was using the quiet to communicate. To cope, Grace started keeping a simple journal by her bed. When she woke, instead of fighting it, she'd jot down whatever thoughts or feelings came up, not elaborately, just a few reflections. Sometimes she'd listen to calming music or write a quick heartfelt note to a friend she'd been thinking of. These small acts, these moments of quiet connection with herself and others, didn't eliminate the wake-ups entirely, but they transformed them. So, as we bring our conversation to a close today, let's take a quiet moment to reflect. Waking up at 3 a.m. isn't just about a single cause. It's a rich tapestry woven from the threads of our changing biology. The natural decrease in melatonin, the subtle shifts in our internal clocks. It's influenced by the physical realities of our bodies, the aches, the need for a bathroom trip, the side effects of necessary medications. It's shaped by our lifestyle, the routines we keep, the stimulation we receive, the food we eat, and profoundly, it can be connected to our emotional landscape, the quiet moments when our minds and hearts seek to process, reflect, and connect. What resonated most with you today? Was it understanding the biological clock's natural shift? Recognizing the impact of physical discomforts or medications? Or perhaps acknowledging the possibility that your mind is seeking quiet time for reflection? Remember, experiencing these awakenings does not signify failure or that something is fundamentally wrong with you. It's often a sign that your body and mind are still actively working, responding, and adapting, even as you grow older. These moments, though sometimes inconvenient, are not flaws to be eradicated, but perhaps signals to be understood. They are invitations to listen to the subtle cues your body is sending, to the unresolved thoughts your mind might be processing, and to the deeper wisdom that often emerges in the quiet. By approaching these experiences not with frustration, but with kindness, curiosity, and self-compassion, you can learn to work with these changes, not against them. There's no need to rush through life suppressing what arises in the silence. It's all part of the journey, a journey that, with time, understanding, and gentle care, can bring even greater clarity, peace, and joy. Thank you for spending this time with us. Take care of yourself, both in the quiet moments and the busy ones.